So here we are, my friends. Gianluca Massi speaking from Rome, and we are here on the behalf of the Virtual Telescope Project, and it's a pleasure for me to welcome you on this new live feed, sharing no less than a wonderful Total Solar Eclipse, and this is marking basically the end of this year. As you know, I started this live feed earlier, but it was without audio, and we are starting the full featured event right now. And before starting, I want to thank all of you, of course, for being here today, because it's a special event to share with friends, and I apologize if from time to time there will be technical problems. But it has been complex to organize this because the Totality is visible from South America, and we could arrange this last minute event thanks to the generous cooperation of a few institutions that I want really to thank, and I will mention them later. And I'm just checking that everything is just fine here, and that we are running smoothly. I think this is the case, and I want to thank for making possible for the Virtual Telescope to share this live, the Asociación Argentina Astronomía, a Canal 10 in Rio Negro, Argentina, for making possible for us to access and share their live feed from Argentina. And I also want to thank the Institute of Astrophysics of Pontificia Università Cattolica in Chile and the ALMA Observatory for the same reason, that is to kindly allow us to access their live feed. And also I want to thank the technological partners of the Virtual Telescope Project, and they are Unicron Italia Instruments, Software Bisq, C-Web, Santa Barbara Instruments Group, and PlaneWeb Instruments. And I just want to start sharing a few live images because I see that they are coming from Argentina, and I really don't want to talk while we have such a wonderful opportunity to see things and comment. And also I want to check if we are having a live feed from also from Chile. As I told you, this is a quite complex setup because this is happening in remote places, by the way. And because of the pandemic affecting all our planet, there are very few those lucky enough to be there because they basically live there, even if I know a few people who went there for this very special astronomical reason. So I want to thank again the institutions I mentioned, and I will mention them later on because very likely we will see the eclipse thanks to them. I see we are still waiting for some images, and just to be sure that we will not lose anything. Here I have some evidence of the eclipse which started minutes ago. These are the first images coming from Argentina, and again I really want to thank our partners there, because they are making possible for us to see this and comment, my friends. So again, thank you very much to Institute of Astrophysics of Pontificia Università Cattolica in Chile, ALMA Observatory, of course, there, and Asociación Argentina Astronomía, Canal 10 Rio Negro from Argentina. And as you can see, it is a big event for them. They have people there, they are making interviews, and we will be sharing some images from there as soon as they will be available. I want to show you why we are having an eclipse, because this is very important to me, for me to show, to understand, and I want to show you this very easy, very clear graphic. You know, we live on a beautiful planet Earth. We are orbiting the Sun. It takes 1 year to orbit our planet, and we have a companion. It is our moon, okay? And it takes a bit, basically a month to our moon to orbit around us. And while the moon is orbiting around us, we are orbiting together around the Sun. And if you want to give you an idea of what is happening, I find this very, very funny. Just to give you an idea of the combined motion of the moon and the Earth while orbiting around the sun. So we are orbiting the sun, the moon is orbiting around us, but together, as the moon is basically tracking us, we are just having fun around the sun. But as you can see, the orbit of the moon is not on the same plane as the orbit of the Earth, and that inclination is explaining us why we don't see an eclipse so often. Otherwise, if the orbit of the moon and the orbit of the Earth were on the same plane, you should have a solar eclipse every new moon and a lunar eclipse every full moon, but only when you have the right alignment with the moon, the full moon or the new moon on the plane of the Earth at the nodes, to speak as an astrophysicist as I am, you have the right alignment to hope to see something beautiful. So I hope that this very easy graphic will show you why we are not seeing eclipses, lunar and solar ones, so often, my friends. And now I want to go back to images, because I see we have some new images again from Argentina. It will take some time, of course, to the moon just moving completely in front, okay, of the solar disk. Keep in mind, it is just an alignment. It is matter of perspective, because of course, as I told you, the moon is very close. It is orbiting around our planet, less than 400,000 kilometers, while the sun is about 150 millions of kilometers. But it is incredible. We are lucky enough, because the angular size of the lunar disk, considering the physical size of the moon and its distance, is basically the same of the apparent size of the solar disk. The sun is incredibly larger than our moon, but it is also much more far away, and just by balancing these differences in the sky, you see the moon and the sun showing the same apparent size. So when the moon is just between us and the sun, the sizes of the disks are the same, and basically, if we are really the same, and hopefully the moon even a bit larger, you will have a total eclipse. That is, the lunar disk will completely cover the solar disk, and this is going to happen later today, my friends. And from time to time, I also want to switch. Let me see if I'm able to do this. I apologize if it takes some time, because as I told you, my friends, I am really working hard to share live the feed I'm receiving from our friends both in Chile and Argentina. And I'm pretty sure from time to time I will do some mistakes. I find interesting that we can also spy what people are doing around. They must feel quite lucky and happy, because, you know, in these very hard times, and by the way, I'm very happy that we can provide, hopefully, something beautiful via the virtual telescope to you, just to mitigate the effects of these very terrible times. I mean, for this reason, we have just very few people with the technological gear able to share this. And as I told you, we are lucky enough to have a couple of partners for this, and I mentioned them. And again, I want to thank Institute of Astronomy of Pontificia Universidad Católica and ALMA Observatory, both in Chile, as well as Asociación Argentina Astronomía and Canal 10 Rio Negro in Argentina, of course. How beautiful it is to keep an eye on the sun, to keep an eye around, and from time to time, of course, I will also make some insight to make clear you understand what is happening, why we are having an eclipse, as I did minutes ago. But I also want to make clear from where this eclipse is visible. This is a traditional NASA graphic showing in particular that narrow line just crossing the projection on this paper of our planet, and that is the totality path, the totality strip. And as you can see, it is crossing the ground, the Earth, our planet, just in South America, just involving Chile and Argentina in the south of those countries. And I know weather has been not the best there, and we are lucky enough, after all, we are able to see this live, and the Virtual Telescope project has been doing this kind of things pretty often. That is partnering with people living where a given astronomical event was going to be visible. And I really hope this is just providing you with some good time with us, and of course mainly with the sky, my friends. I also want to thank all the media which featured our live feed, making possible to a number of people worldwide to join our live feed. Look, it is windy. You can easily see even clouds just running in front of the solar disk. Imagine here what is happening. We are here. You have the clouds in our atmosphere, then going there in moving in the direction of the sun, you have the moon, and on the background the sun. So you can see the fingerprints of our atmosphere via the clouds crossing the solar disk. Hopefully they will stay away during totality, otherwise that will be just a pity, but this is real life, you know. And it's funny that such an image is showing you three things: our atmosphere, basically our planet, our satellite, the moon. You can see it's a black disk on the bottom left, and the solar disk on the background, and also some features on the solar surface, you know. Pretty windy, and you can see, just seeing our friends there, how everything, the grass and trees are clearly telling us how windy it is there in this very moment, my friends. And hopefully this way we will track the event until the totality, my friends. And earlier this year, in June, 21 of June, when we celebrated the summer solstice, we could share another very peculiar eclipse, and it was the annular eclipse visible at that time. And at that time we had Greek people very generous, offering their sites from several places, including regions in Africa and Asia, and they were very kind, and we could amaze people thanks to them this way. And it has been amazing for us to have the privilege, because I feel this as a privilege, to bring the wonders of that eclipse like this one to you, thanks to their generosity. After all, if you consider this, it is just a question of cooperation. People loving the same thing, people enjoying the beauty of the night sky and nature, is always happy to share what they are observing, my friends. I'm really trying to keep an eye on both the live feed we are kindly receiving from Chile and Argentina, making possible for you to share what is best, what is better for you. And let me hope that we will run until the totality. So here we are, my friends. You can see also some prominences. This is an image taken with H-ALCA filter from Argentina. We have been tracking Argentina so far, my friends. And let's hope really we will have some good weather for most of the time. Just checking a few things also in Chile. Brightening it is a complex, I must say, quite complex for us to run this kind of events, because we really want everyone happy. In about 1 hour we should have the totality, my friends. We've been tracking other total eclipses in the past, and we always had fun. We had fun from US a few years ago. We had fun last year from Chile. And I want to say this, it is not easy to have two total solar eclipse visible from the same place. And our friends in Chile were lucky enough to see one total solar eclipse last year in July and another one this year. So it is quite exceptional. And also our friends in America saw a solar eclipse a few years ago, and in a couple of years, a bit more, actually, they will have another total eclipse. But this event in South America is amazing, because, as I told you, it is quite rare to see two total solar eclipses in a matter of 1 year. So they are pretty, I must say, very lucky, and I'm jealous. Luckily, they were kind enough, very kind, to share this opportunity with such a huge audience, sharing their live feed and making possible for us to share their live feed with our audience. And I hope, of course, you will have a good time with us, as I told you. It is always great for us to share the beauty of the night sky. The virtual telescope has been around for a number of years. We started this activity in 2006, and since then I forgot how many live events, how many astronomical shows we shared via our website. Literally hundreds. We are reached many millions of curious people from every country on this planet, and for us this is so beautiful, because we really want to share what we love: the sky at night, the beauty of heaven, and also the sensation that you can really experiment only when you are above our planet, looking up, and your eyes are looking into the starry depth, and this is, for me, a truly unique experience. And even if many actually of these events are not visible from Italy, because the Virtual Telescope Project home telescopes are in Italy, we are happy that we can find partnerships with other institutions, and this way we can easily share something astronomical with people everywhere, from everywhere basically, provided there is an internet connection. And this is not straightforward, because some of these events can be visible on from very remote sites, and sometimes this is making life harder, my friends. And from time to time I will remind you about the conditions I want to show you, because I know we have people joining from time to time, new people, and here it is, I think, a nice let me see if I can. I'm always working, my friends, trying to offer the best service possible. Okay. Just waiting, just hoping to see. Okay. Trust me when I say this is a quite complex direction today, and I want to show you again what is happening, why we see an eclipse today. You know, you just need three guys. Our planet, of course, we live here after all. Our satellite, because we need its shadow in this case, and our sun, because we need its light. Well, we need the sun for many reasons, but in this case, it is its light going to be covered by the black lunar disk, and in this way, the lunar disk will just projecting its shadow on our planet. But as I told you, in principle, you should see an eclipse, solar or lunar, depending from who is covered by who, and this should happen in principle every month, because it takes 1 month to our moon to complete an orbit around our planet, the Earth. So when the moon is just on the solar side, the new moon, we could expect in principle a solar eclipse. And of course, 14 days later, when the moon is full, more or less, we should see a total lunar eclipse, okay? But this is not happening every full moon, every new moon. And this image is just telling you why. Quite easy, I believe. Please look, our planet is orbiting around the sun, and you can easily imagine the plane just supporting, just hosting that orbit. And you can also imagine the plane just supporting, hosting the lunar orbit. And you can see the latter is a bit tilted versus the earlier, the former, sorry. And there is an inclination of a few degrees, 5 degrees or so, and it is this inclination making eclipses rare. Because you can have the full moon, you can have, of course, the new moon every month, but it is not sure that the new moon and the full moon will happen with the moon on the plane hosting the Earth orbit. Because in order to have an eclipse, you need to be a very perfect alignment between the three guys I mentioned: the sun, the moon, and the Earth. And there is only a condition, just making sure you will see an eclipse, that the moon will be new or full at the nodes, that is, the points where the lunar orbit has an intersection with the plane hosting our own orbit. And when it happens, you have an eclipse. If it happens with the full moon, you will have a lunar eclipse. In that case, as you can see from the graphic, it is our planet, the Earth, just sending its huge shadow, by the way, and hopefully it's a very red, wonderful color through the atmosphere to the moon. But here you can see you have also the solar eclipse on the opposite direction as today. And in this case, as I told you, we are having a total solar eclipse because the new moon is happening near the node, on the node. So we have the right alignment. There is a straight line between the sun sending light, the moon making its shadow available, and our planet Earth, my friends. And I find this amazing. And now we are back to the solar eclipse, still seeing hopefully good things here, my friends. From time to time, I will also take some stop, because it is not easy to run such a long event and handling these complex tasks. I want to say this, my friends: when I run these kind of live feeds just using my own telescopes, it is much easier because I have the telescope here, even if remotely, okay, but I am the one controlling the telescope, okay, and I share what I see. In this case, you have to keep an eye on what is happening and so on the very far side of the world, like in this case, because we are connected with Argentina right now. And let's hope the weather will stay clear long enough to offer us such a beautiful sight, such a very beautiful view, my friends. And I really hope that this will be rewarding after you decided to stay with us for a while. And as I told you, it is quite energy consuming, but I'm really trying to do my best to provide you the experience thanks to the generosity of our friends in Argentina and Chile. From time to time, I'm also checking our friends in Chile, but I see they are not showing the sun right now. This could be because it is cloudy there. Trying to understand, but if I don't see the eclipse there, of course, there is just one reason. If an eclipse is happening where you live and you are not looking at it, I hope that the only reason is that it is cloudy, and an astronomer for sure has this as the only reason to stay away from the event. And I really hope that our friends in Chile will have some clear sky to look at the eclipse and share images with us. Here it is a very beautiful H-alpha image. It is like an orange, you can see, it seems like an orange the sun, but interestingly you can see those baffles around the solar limb, and they are prominences, clear evidence of the amazing activity of our wonderful, terrific, precious stars. Look at the sea there. Waves, windy, as I told you, and at some point we could easily see that because the telescope was really shaking. And as I told you, it has been pretty difficult to organize this, and we are very indebted with the people who made it possible for us to share their work, because generally when you have a total solar eclipse, there are a few teams in the world just jumping there, the exact location from where the totality will be visible, because as I told you earlier, a total solar eclipse is visible as total from a very narrow strip. I will show you the graphic now. Also, thanks to this NASA graphic. As you can see, the totality strip is very narrow, and if you want to see the total eclipse, you have to go there. And as I was saying, generally there are a few teams over this planet just tracking eclipses, eclipse chasers, okay, and they go there with their technology, and they hopefully share with the world. But this time all this has been very hard because of the pandemic still affecting our world as a community, and we are just relying on these amazing people who made a great effort to bring the technology in remote areas from where they are sharing now, and we are very happy that they are offering us this opportunity. I see that they are cloudy in Chile. I have a confirmation. I was just reading, I was just giving an eye to their live feed, and I see they are just telling it is cloudy in Villarrica in Chile, from where they are, in the volcano di Villarrica, while here in with our friends in Argentina, we are having better luck so far, even if from time to time I can easily see clouds crossing the sky, my friends. But let's hope this will not affect our experience, and in any case, this is the real side of the medal when you are running a live feed. And when you are facing the sky, despite the technology, you have to be ready to say, okay, it's cloudy, see you next time. Even if I understand, when we have something special, we really would love to see. But this is a beautiful Mother Nature, you know. And the wind sun luck, we will be tracking these for a while. And from time to time you can see images of different flavor. Some images are coming through a white light telescope that is a normal telescope, just equipped with proper filters. By the way, friends, never look at the sun if you don't have the right certificated proper filters. Even sunglasses are extremely dangerous. Even if you look at the sun through your sunglasses for a fraction of a second, it could be a disaster, because your retina could be damaged forever. And this is happening even if you look the sun with your best sunglasses. You need some special filter where you can see, where you can read that it has been made specifically for that kind of usage. Otherwise, never risk. An eclipse is wonderful, but your eyes are much better, and take care of them. And if this is happening just by naked eye, you can imagine how dangerous it could be if you look at the sun through a telescope without proper protection. And please keep in mind, I will always remind about this because it is extremely dangerous during the eclipse and even more outside the eclipse. If you want to enjoy our sun, please look around where you live for a shop just selling astronomical items, and ask for a specifically made solar filter. Otherwise, you can really risk a lot, my friends, and I really don't want this happening to you. And these telescopes I was telling you are different, because one of them is just collecting the light as your own eyes. The whole light coming from the sun, the whole light just making what we call light, and from red to violet, okay? While from time to time we are seeing another very fascinating image of our sun, just showing a surface like an orange, and that is an H-alpha telescope, and it is just picking a very precise wavelengths corresponding to the chromosphere of our sun, where we see the activity of very special feature, and they are the prominences, just an expression of the turbulent, amazing, stunning activity of our star. People out there believe that our sun is a quiet star. Well, it is quite enough for us to live here, even if from time to time, you can have some very special events involving our upper atmosphere, communication and so on. But if you just go and take just one wavelength, a very special wavelength, you can extract from the entire amount of light a layer, just offering you an evidence of the turbulent life with those huge plasma jet just going into space like an arc, as we have seen. Look, I would like to see also instruments. How windy is there, you see? How windy, my friends. We are still connected with our friends in Argentina. And again, I really want to thank the Asociación Argentina Astronomía and Canal 10 in Rio Negro for making it possible for us to look at this in this very moment. Very moment. Just sharing a few things. How beautiful. And this is an H-alpha. You can easily recognize it is a H-alpha filter because you see those prominences I mentioned earlier. As in white light, you cannot see them. Over the years, we connected with many friends all around the planet. Right now with Argentina and Chile. In the past, we did with people again from Central America, in Panama and Costa Rica, United States, Canada, as I told you, from Pakistan, India, from Africa, from Australia. I almost forgot how many people and how many countries contributed to the mission of the Virtual Telescope project, and it is so beautiful to honestly admit that astronomy can be much more rewarding and the experience of the sky much more joyful when all this is shared from different sides. I mean, we are sharing through our Virtual Telescope platform, but this is possible because people observing the event is sharing with us here, and we can share what they are seeing, adding our comment with you, my friends. How impressive all this is. Let's hope we will have a nice totality, my friends. It is very nice also to see around, and I'm very curious to see how the environment will look once the eclipse will be at its maximum, that is total. Well, the totality will be very short, but I hope that they will find the time to share with us a glimpse on the environment. The totality is barely more than 2 minutes. It is always just a few minutes. 5 minutes is exceptional, and so we are just, this is an average duration, 2 minutes. 2 minutes, my friends. How beautiful. Also considering this. I really hope that this experience will bring to you the beauty of the night sky, even if we are observing in broad daylight, because we can see this star, the sun, at day. This is daily astronomy, which is quite comfortable. I always envy my friends doing solar astronomy because they are not forced to stay awake in the night. How beautiful, how fascinating. Look at the superb images we are seeing right now, my friends. How windy. You can easily see how windy it is there. And we can also track what is going on with the solar disk slowly covered by the dark, fascinating lunar disk. I honestly find this amazing. I honestly find this so wonderful. Mother Nature just amazing us. With this also evidence of the environment. And this is extremely nice to look at. I can see colleagues from astronomical facilities there. And unfortunately, colleagues in Chile are truly having troubles with the clouds. Let me see if I can share an image. They are trying, you can see, to look through the clouds. We are now connected with Chile, but you see clouds there. So again, let's go back to Argentina, offering us such a clear sky. Well, not completely clear. I cannot estimate how much those subdural clouds will affect the totality experience. But as I used to say, what we will see, it will be a gift. Anyway. And this is amazing. We can experience this combo with the H alpha on the left and white light on the right. Very beautiful combo. And we were seriously worried earlier today because in Europe, in America, in the US, and also in Australia, as far as I know, there was a complete blackout of the Google services involving, for example, YouTube. And really, it has been strange for me to see that I could not join YouTube, for example. Never happened in my lifetime. And I was happy at some point that this was restored because, oh my God, I see some clouds. You can see there. Let's hope, my friends, the sky will stay clear enough for us to enjoy the totality. We will see later. Once we will be close to the event, the totality. Totality is expected in about half hour, if I did my calculation right. I can hardly imagine the feeling of people joining the experience live there in Argentina, from where we are receiving these live images. And you have always to consider the weather. and of course you never know what the weather will bring to you, and I really hope that the sky will be fair with us around the totality, which, as I told you, if I'm doing my calculation right, should happen more or less in 30 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I confirm again if it is my calculation right. It should take about 30 minutes by now. I remember when 1999 I decided to go in Northern Europe to see my total solar eclipse, but also clouds decided to do the same. So from France, with very good friends there, I had the experience of the black rain because during the short totality we only had rains, and of course soon after the rain the sky was just perfect, you know. We are tracking, we are following up the total solar eclipse live from Argentina, thanks to our friends there who made available their live feed to us, the Asociación Argentina Astronomía, the canal 10 there in Rio Negro. They are facing, you see the sea. And hopefully we will have a good view on the totality, which should happen in about 30 minutes. And we are looking forward to that. We are looking forward to share the emotion of the live experience with you. As soon as possible, and hopefully under good conditions. You can, by the way, if you are interested to learn, to know on time about future live feed, I suggest you to subscribe the Virtual Telescope Project Facebook page, where we advertise what is coming. And I can tell you that next December 21 we will share live the epic, very close conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn, something not seen so close for 400 years. And that will be shared live, of course, always for free via the Virtual Telescope Project. And you can, by the way, join our website and have a look at virtualtelescope.eu so that you can support us in these activities if you want. Please visit our website www.virtualtelescope.eu. You are invited to support us if you like. looking forward to have evidence and I know people. I know there are people just having the solar eclipse fever, because once you have seen a total eclipse, you are, and as I told you, it really lasts for a few minutes. Once it's over, you're already starting when the next one will come, because you want just to live the same emotion, you want to experiment the same feeling. And there are people out there with a number of eclipses on their shoulders, and I just tried one time in Europe, I told you, but weather was terrible in Northern Europe, and I will have a chance in a few years, just going on a ship, perhaps on the very south border of my country, Italy, and who knows. But if you really want to see a total solar eclipse, very likely you have to travel, sometimes a lot, and sometimes the total solar eclipse will be visible to nobody, because sometimes it happens in very remote places, perhaps even without any single stone in the middle of the sea to put your feet there. So very, very precious. How beautiful the experience is, and I really want to thank all our friends joining us, making this event basically an event. And above all, I really want to thank our friends in Argentina and Chile for offering us the opportunity to share with our audience. I see many viewers connected with our streaming, and this is the only opportunity basically because as I told you earlier, because of the pandemic, it was absolutely not easy to reach South America, to be there in person. And this is why I thank you so much to our friends who made possible for us to see this from the comfort of our homes. But still, I can barely understand, barely imagine the feeling to be there in person, my friends. I think this should be amazing. And hopefully, despite the technology, I think that the experience will be nice. Anyway, let's hope then in 25 minutes or so we will have fun again. Even if you see clouds from time to time, at least at one telescope. I don't know if these two different telescopes are, how far they are, because as you can see, the amount of lunar disk is different in these two views, and this could be due to the different position of the telescope. So hopefully clouds will not affect both, but this is just my guess because I don't know where each telescope is. Now back with me, and I just want to take some rest after this hour-long talk. But of course, I will keep images live, just the comment will be off for a few minutes. just preparing this note. Okay, my friends. Okay, just making sure. Okay, that you can still seeing. I will wait for our friends in Argentina resuming the live feed. Meantime, again, I want to remind you about the reason why we are seeing this, the magic precious alignment making possible for us to see this. And here it is the moon orbiting around us, and we need the proper alignment because the lunar orbit and the earth orbit are not on the same plane, and only when you have the new moon, in case of solar eclipses, on the earth orbit, that is at node, the intersection of the lunar orbit with the plane of earth orbit, you can have a solar eclipse. And of course the same is true for the lunar eclipse, but we are just commenting such a truly fascinating total event. Last year in July, a total eclipse was visible from Chile, in the center of the town. We are now south in Chile, south in Argentina. Last year in July, the eclipse was visible a bit northern, and it was a lot of fun, and we could share that live as well. And hopefully we will have some good view this time again. I'm really looking forward to have a look at the totality. Truly hoping it will be a good experience. My 16-year-old daughter is now back. I could hear her sweet voice just calling me Papa. I will tell her one day what I was doing today. These are our friends in Chile trying to share the eclipse as well. They are facing clouds, so they are going through images of their colleagues. And I'm checking a few things. Of course, in Chile the totality will happen a few minutes earlier, so I will stay here just to comment the totality with you, and then we will have another totality hopefully later on, joining our friends in Argentina. So here we are just enjoying the vision provided by our friends in Chile. So I really want to thank again the ALMA Observatory and the Institute of Astrophysics of the Pontificia Universidad Católica del Chile and the ALMA Observatory for making possible for us to join this day live feed and share with you, my friends. So I think I will stay here for a while, as I really don't want to lose this, and I can easily see that there are some clouds in front of the solar disk, my friends. But anyway, let's hope look how dark is the environment, because it will be night for a while. Not completely dark, but dark enough, and this is one of the most unique feelings you can experiment during totality. And likely you will see the diamond ring when we will be seconds from the totality. That is when the solar disk will be perfectly, the lunar disk will be perfectly in front of the solar disk. Perfect alignment. I'm very, very excited. They say 2 minutes 20. From Puchon in Chile. And it's incredible to see how all this, the upcoming totality, is affecting so strong the residual light all around. Keep in mind, this is in the center of the day in Chile, because this is happening at 1 p.m. more or less Chilean time. And here we are, my friends. Unfortunately, the sky is not perfect, but the motion is incredibly strong. We are truly approaching, you see, the totality. Not sure what we will see. It depends on the effects of the residual clouds, because to my knowledge, our friends are facing a few clouds, and let's see what the camera can do under these not ideal conditions. But we are truly indebted with the generosity of our friends. Look at the darkness, the ordinary cameras, the street lamps on. Look, my friends. Oh my God, this is amazing. And we should see the corona. Here it is, my friends. Totality is here from Chile. Magic, the solar corona. This amazing feature we can see just during the totality, when the moon is blocking the light coming from the solar disk. How amazing, my friends. Let's hope really we will see this again from other places. How beautiful it is, my friends, to look at this. Look on the left, the residual solar limb is going, and you can see grains baby grains, and then the totality. And at this very moment, you have to change dramatically the setup. Oh my God, this is super, my friends. This is super. You can see prominences, and you can see so well the corona. This is the long-awaited totality, my friends. This is happening from Chile, and I'm truly, I mean, I cannot tell you my feeling right now, because this is super. This is amazing. This is unique. This is precious. And I want to thank our friends in Chile for making possible for us to bring this to our audience as well, and to the many friends connected to spy this. This is superb. I cannot say you how what I feel here. My English is not enough to express my emotion in the most genuine and complete way. This is, I mean, nothing to say. Just look and enjoy in silence, perhaps better. This is amazing. Truly amazing. The totality will last a handful of seconds, more than 2 minutes, and we will lose the corona and their prominences, and then it's over, the totality, and slowly the lunar disk will leave. How beautiful it was! Breathtaking! Outstanding! You can see on the right, where we had the first view on the totality, it is now gone. How beautiful, friends! These have been amazing. And we are gone. The diamond ring just telling us totality is over. Meantime, I want to check what is happening in Argentina. Let me switch. I want to go back to Argentina. Just to check. Well, we are still far there. So I will stay, if you don't mind, here again. As I think we can still enjoy this very sharp solar limb showing better and better. Now the totality from there has gone. A handful of minutes of pure emotion. Amazing, friends, but stay here, because in a few minutes we should see another totality taking benefits from our spheric Earth that is from Argentina, where they are still waiting for it. There are 15 minutes of delay, of difference. I'm keeping an eye everywhere. To be sure we will see the best from both places. We had an incredible experience now from Chile, and we are looking forward to have again the same feeling. This is truly superb. And they are offering again an encore on the right, while the live is on the left from Ray, Chile. But by now I am keeping an eye, of course, on what is happening in Argentina, to be sure to swap there. Once they will be ready to amaze us as we were amazed from Chile, my friends. I just underlined how at the beginning of the totality the camera used needed to be adjusted significantly, because there is a huge difference in luminosity from even the last very moment of the partial eclipse from the totality. And you have to remove a filter if you have been using it, as it is the case if you are using, okay, a white light telescope, which is the one you are using if you want to see the corona. Otherwise you will not see nothing, and you have to be very careful to wait until the totality is there. Otherwise, if you remove the filter too early, you can have troubles with your own eyes, my friends. And then you have to put it back before the totality ends, again to stay safe as soon as the lunar disk will leave the fresh solar light coming back to you. Now let me see, perhaps it's a good moment to be back in Argentina. Just here we are. Sorry, my friends, just wait for a while. Here we are. And we are ready, likely, to see the totality again, my friends. I cannot tell you how happy I am to be here to share this with you, thanks to the generosity of our partners, Asociación Argentina Astronomía, Istituto Astrofísica Pontificia Universidad Católica in Chile, Alma Observatory. You can see clouds are around. Let's hope, finger crossed, my friends. Why? Because it is not easy to imagine, to guess what the effect will be of these clouds on the totality, because as I told you, there is a dramatic change in brightness, and of course if you have too much clouds, it is not easy for you to extract the green feature of the totality, that is the corona, my friends, and even prominences, because prominences are visible with the proper telescope H-alpha. I mentioned it, we saw images earlier, but during the totality you can see prominences just with your own normal telescope, because the moon is just making a good job for you, that is keeping away from your eyes the huge light from the sun, just leaving on the limb the details, and in that case the prominences there. Amazing, my friends. I'm just keeping my finger crossed while we are approaching the totality. And I see we are quickly going there. We are always reminded we have no control on time, because we have been waiting for this for a long time, and it is now running, simply running, my friends, no matter what we do. And here it is. We are just a few minutes away from the totality, my friends. Cannot tell you how happy I am to be here and sharing this with you. Let's hope this will stay clear enough. You've seen different images from different places, and I was right when I told you I could see differences in the evolution. So with some luck we can have a series of totalities. This is incredible, amazing what the technology can do. Just putting together signals coming from different places, you just take the benefit from this. This is approaching soon, my friends. I apologize if my emotion was so huge that I basically shouted, but this is an experience even if we are not there, but we are there thanks to our friends in Argentina and Chile. And right now we are approaching what should be the totality. Keeping finger crossed. As we can always have technological troubles. This is something I learned myself over the time. And they are showing a countdown. I had the impression that the image is not refreshing while we see a countdown, and the clock is running. So it just means that we are properly connected to our friends. Perhaps they are working on something right now. I am just keeping my breath. And there are a couple of minutes left to the totality, even if I don't see the camera updating, but as I was expecting, they switched to another telescope. At least the one on the bottom left is sharing live images. I cannot imagine how hard it is for them to handle this task. How beautiful. You see, they increased the exposure time. Oh, my friends, look on the bottom left, the diamond ring, and then the corona is showing. Oh, through the cloud, but amazing, my friends. Amazing, my friends. Wow, we see the totality again, this time from Argentina. I'm amazed by this. I cannot tell you by words the feeling while facing something beautiful. So beautiful. So beautiful. How amazing, my friends. Even if with clouds, we are still enjoying the totality. For another time, we had this special site from Chile and now from Argentina, taking benefits from our spheric planet Earth. And I'm truly amazed by this. How beautiful. And a couple of minutes, I think 50% is gone. Look, my friends, even if with clouds, we are truly enjoying this. The colors you can see, how beautiful. And now it is ending, because you see on the upper left, we do expect to see the sun coming back with the diamond ring. They are different thickness clouds. They are very likely playing a bit with the camera settings to find a workaround against the clouds, because it is very difficult. They are doing a great job, by the way. And now the Totality is saying bye, friends. See you next time. Wow, my friends. Speechless. And then now have the filter back, and we will see the lunar disk slowly leaving the solar disk. I will wait to see if they will resume imaging from the other places. Very likely they had clouds or something like that. Amazing, friends. This is a unique experience brought to you via the Virtual Telescope project, thanks to the generosity of our partners for this event: Asociación Argentina Astronomía en Canal 10, Argentina, and Istituto de Astrofísica Pontificia Universidad Católica Chile e ALMA Observatory in Chile. We observed two totalities, one from Chile, which is just placed a bit before, as for the time for solar eclipses, and then from Argentina. We had total satisfaction, and we have total gratitude for the people who made this possible for us. How beautiful, how beautiful. I can barely imagine the excitement there, and also the effects on the environment. We had a actually we could see a bit of this thanks to the cameras covering those details there. People waiting in such a strange darkness. And looking at the clock, I think it has gone, because at this time, looking from the map I have, Totality has left South America, at least the ground. to South America. And it is time for me to take a quick rest, if you don't mind. But of course, I will be back in a few minutes. Just trying to adjust this info. Okay, my friends. But stay here because in 10 minutes we will continue commenting. But of course, I'm going to leave the live images coming to you right away. So stay tuned. I am back a bit earlier. We are still seeing some images coming from the past coverage, and sometimes I'm back to the live. Now the totality has gone, and I actually going to close this live feed, which was just a great effort. But I want to thank really who made possible for us to run these. Again, I want to thank really our super partners for making this possible. The Institute of Astrophysics of Pontificia Universidad Católica and ALMA Observatory in Chile, and the Asociación Argentina Astronomía Canal 10 Rio Negro in Argentina. They made available for us at the virtual telescope their footage live feed, and I could share that with you in real time, and it has been possible for us this way to reach you many thousands of people all around the planet. It is time for me to say goodbye, and I actually will leave this. I would like to leave this, but I prefer to say goodbye instead of leaving this without audio. So it has been such a big pleasure for me here, and again I want to thank our partners making possible for us to run this Institute of Astrophysics, Pontificia Universidad Católica and ALMA Observatory in Chile, and Asociación Argentina Astronomía y Canal 10 de Rio Negro in Argentina. They made available, as I told you, their coverage for us, and we could broadcast this via the virtual telescope platform. We reached a huge number of people. It has been such an emotional privilege to share something beautiful like this with people worldwide. Thank you for spending part of your afternoon with us, and consider supporting the virtual telescope project to keep this kind of activities up and running in the future. If you want to support us, it's very simple. Just visit our website at www.virtualtelescope.eu, and from there supporting us is very straightforward. I suggest you to also to subscribe the Virtual Telescope Project Facebook page if you want to stay up to date about our future live feed. I anticipate that on December 21 we will share the epic, historic, very close conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn, something not happening that way since 17th century. So I strongly suggest you to subscribe to stay up to date. That's all from Gianluca Massi, Italy, Rome, with connection from Argentina and Chile, and I hope you will keep looking at the stars. Thank you very much, my friends. Stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy the Virtual Telescope project. Goodbye.